Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode. We're on our way to go train. It's 5 in the morning, and your boy doesn't feel exhausted waking up. So we woke up around 4:30, and it was a struggle, dude. Like for 5 minutes, I was like playing that dangerous game where you kind of close your eyes, you check your phone. I could lay down. I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna fall asleep if I keep on doing this. I just got up. Got my clothes, got my gi, and we ready to roll. Literally. And the streets are empty, bro. Streets are freaking empty. It's not too cold, so I actually feel pretty good. I actually made one of those Element drinks. Had a few pouches left over, and I heard that it's best to take them in the morning before you have any caffeine. So we're not gonna train with any caffeine. See how it is. But like I said, feel pretty good. And today's topic is going to be training. So mostly it's going to be around based off jiu-jitsu training, because I have been training for it's coming around a year of training, and your boy's been pretty consistent, probably as consistent as I could be. I've been trying my best to show up as much as I can, even in Japan. Try to get at least a session in, to go train. And some of the things that I noticed is that some days you have to have a plan, right? You gotta know what you gotta work on, know what weaknesses you have. And the biggest tip that I have, bro, is to have some type of footage, pictures of when you first start. When someone first starts, you feel like you're the new kid in school. You're like the one who is new to this. Everybody else knows what they're doing, and you feel like they feel like you're new because you are, and you're like exposed because all these people know how to choke you out and you don't know what to do. So don't get discouraged, and take pictures. If you start your first day, take a picture. If you start, maybe have a discussion to yourself down the line, and you'll really appreciate the growth if you start, like a weight loss journey. You kind of take a picture before, a few months later, you start losing some weight, and you see the progress. Even though I started recording, I say about 4 months ago, the first 6 months, it's that's where most of the growth, most of the change does happen. Though you start learning the positions, and you start noticing that you see jiu-jitsu in a different light after some time. And I'm still a white belt, so I'm sure that things will change over time. But just having those first initial months where you're first starting, and then you really start, if you like it, you really start gravitating and spending most of your free time. You'll be chilling at Starbucks waiting in line, and you're like, oh, I could. You're just waiting for a cup of coffee, and you're thinking about the submission that you could have got out of 3 weeks ago, and you're like, that's what I should have done. Or you look at someone and it's like, yeah, I could definitely single leg, side control, It's just those things start changing in your mind, or you start having a little bit more confidence in yourself, at least compared to people who don't train. And it does make a difference. I'm not gonna lie. It does make a difference in, how I carry myself just a little bit. And that also brings me to this question, if you guys train, do you guys train another martial art as well? Because I feel like jiu-jitsu is one of the best foundations you could have, just because it incorporates, wrestling, judo, takedowns like that, submissions on the ground. But if you have jiu-jitsu, say a solid jiu-jitsu game with some boxing or some Muay Thai, that's a pretty good combo, not gonna lie. You'll be able to defend yourself, at least with hand-to-hand combat, and then there's like weapons, and then you add weapons, and that's a different equation. But just being able to defend yourself is awesome, dude. It's been I think that's one of the main aspects, that drives people to sign up for jiu-jitsu, is to be able to defend yourself, or at least have some sense of what some confrontation or combat feels like. And it does feel like that. If you guys are first starting, you guys are trying to figure things out. Like, if you guys aren't used to any close physical combat, then it is quite a bit to get used to, especially when you're in those scrambles or dogfights where you're like, it's just straight up enforcing your will on somebody else. It takes a lot to get used to. It could be uncomfortable, but getting uncomfortable and getting out of your comfort zone is one of the steps for growth, and that's what I'm trying to learn, and that's what I try to do once I go train. You get tapped out, you get submitted, you get taken down. As long as you're learning from your exchanges, you're actually learning too, not just like, oh, I'm learning, but you're actually learning from each class you do. You're winning, dude. It doesn't matter if you get submitted by a purple belt, blue belt, white belt, or even the new guy. If you're learning something, that's a win, because it's a training room, it's a practice room. People are taking the time out of their day to go train. You can't just train by yourself. You can't just go walk in the gym by yourself and get better. You got to have someone else. And I think my coach says it takes two to tango. So it does. So just being grateful for the training partners you got and the squad, because they're also spending their free time trying to improve, and you guys get each other better. And it was really foggy today. Trying to talk and drive here, but yeah, feel good actually. Don't feel lethargic. I didn't know how I was gonna feel last night, just because I went to sleep so late working, and I'm like, bro, I gotta wake up in like five hours. So like I said, don't feel too bad, but I'm gonna talk to you guys in a little bit, just because it's getting a little foggy up here out in the terrain. So let's have a good training session today, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Leave a like and comment down below. Leave any questions if you have any. But we're gonna go train. Let's get it. I always say it, but every time I go train in the morning, I always feel pretty good. It feels good knowing that there's so much time left in the day. It's just one of the things that I hate is not having time, dude. Like you say you wake up late, and then like you take a while, get up, you shower, you do some other things, and it's like, oh, it's time to eat, and it's like gotta get ready to go train. Then you go train, it's like it's time to eat. Like feels good, it's like 7:30 right now. Probably gonna grab a cup of coffee, do some editing, post on the Instagram accounts that we got cooking up. I'm gonna start leaving some links for my Instagram accounts. Check out BJJ University. I have a couple Instagram pages. I'm not very active on my own, but just stay tuned. I'm probably gonna make one for this channel as well. My brother's been making clips of some of the YouTube videos on TikTok channel, so that'll be cool too. Just really trying to focus on the social media side of things. I have never been a social media type of person, like where I'm very consistent on like posting about like personal stuff, but I've always, found a lot of my time on it, just because Reels and TikToks are so entertaining and they're funny and they just get weirder and funnier. So I always end up scrolling for a long time. Not sure if there'll eventually be like a fix to scrolling, or if it's just gonna be a thing where a lot of people are just like glued to their phones. I end up watching a bunch of YouTube. I think I listen to a lot more than I watch, to be honest, because usually I'm driving or I'm doing something. I remember when I was like super addicted to FIFA, I would just listen to podcasts while I play. Call it brain rot, call it brain rot if you will, but yeah, dude, I would just like do a lot of listening, and I think that's actually what helped me the most when it comes to at least starting a YouTube channel, is hearing lots of ideas, lots of thoughts, lots of arguments about certain topics, and it's helped me understand a lot about a lot of things, not in one directed or specific subject, but I've heard a lot of information about a lot of stuff. So I feel like that's helped me a lot. So listening to podcasts and stuff, I still do, and still probably will do for a long time. And so just wanted to share some of that. Gonna be editing. Editing is not I don't know. My relationship with editing is come and gone. Sometimes I'm really like excited to go edit. Sometimes I'm like, I got like 2 hours worth, and I'm still trying to develop that relationship and have fun with it. It's a skill as well, and also I feel like it's a skill that is still utilized with even with AI and all the new technologies coming up. I feel like it's still a skill that's worth learning. Also, the past few years I've been trying to focus on like what skills could I develop that will still be useful in the future, just because we have a lot of automation coming up, and a lot of the stuff is going to be outsourced with technology, or stuff like that. Probably not going to buy our own groceries or start driving cars. We got a bunch of self-driving cars already, so gonna have to start figuring out what skills. And the things that I've noticed is like the stuff you can't take away. So like your body, your ideas, your way of thinking, the way of asking questions, those things are still useful. Those things are still characteristics that will be in the workplace. Emotional intelligence also important, and jiu-jitsu, of course. Jiu-jitsu I feel like is one of those things that eventually could be like a path for some people. It could be a good outlet to let out some stress, and I feel like that's something, of course, it's like very human. So just a few ideas right now. Probably, like I said, pick up a coffee, figure out what we're gonna do. Might start looking for some jobs here. It's about that time, I think. So but hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I know I have. It's just a trip, dude. Like, I've been looking back at the other videos that I've been posting for the past few months, and I don't feel like I'm changing much, but I do see some progress here. at least in the way that, you know, I carry myself or the way I post videos and edit. There's kind of more structure, and I like that. I enjoy that, and I'm glad I started recording. I'm probably gonna reiterate that or say that a lot, you know, with in the future. Like, I'm very thankful for starting YouTube, but I am very thankful. So let's get what did I order? Grande sweet cream cold brew. Let's get one of those things, and a bev for the missus as well, just because it's early. And yeah. All right. So after training, we worked a few hours, did some DoorDash move reads, and I'm like, all right, man, let's get some stretching in. So there was a couple people upstairs. I'm like, man, should I pull out the camera? Should I wait? So I was just working on these quad stretches, and I noticed myself in class in this stretch pretty often. So I want to get comfortable just getting my heels to my butt and make sure there's no space. But once I start feeling some pain, I'll start lifting up. And, you know, this is going to take some time. I remember when I first started jujitsu, my professor would tell me, hey, man, you need to put your butt on your heels. It's going to be a problem if you don't. And that's something I've been trying to emphasize for months. So, got lots of stuff I need to work on. Just working on this psoas stretch here as well. Lots of things to work on, but I think it's best to just work on one thing at a time. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to focus on our psoas stretching and just open up our hips. So my mindset right now is just, you know, just taking it one step at a time, not doing too much, not adding too many things on our plate. And I just want to incorporate more stretching in general, just to feel better. Not feeling as tight, and I also want to prevent injury as much as I can. So that's what we're doing. So I just hit this stretch. I try to hold it for as long as I could. I think it was around a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes, and then I switched. I do need to start timing them just so I could have a better idea of how long I'm holding these stretches. And yeah, that's about it for the day. Pretty much just went upstairs, stretched out, worked during the day, and then edited and getting ready for the next day. So we're gonna run it back. So I'll just have some of these clips, maybe put some music in the background for you guys. But just doing jujitsu, stretching, the good stuff, man. So hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next episodes to come. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.